Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 1st. Happy New Year, Aquarius. We're going to jump right in here. You have the spirituality card. It says, use money magic spells to increase wealth and prosperity. It also says leadership. You're stepping into a role as a leader. You are ready. Yes. With Pluto in your, going into your sign this year officially at the end of the year in November, it's going to retrograde once more back into Capricorn, and then it's going to move forward in November. I definitely feel that you have like two choices. One is to do nothing. The other one is to take the lead in some area of your life or like shine your light in some way. And you have the Empress here, even the Ten of Cups. These are all very good, positive cards, of happiness and, good things. This is actually looking like a really good reading for you here, Aquarius. I think that, again, having Pluto in your sign can be scary in some ways, but it can, I think it can lead to success in a lot of others, depending on how you work with the energy, which is always true with astrology, right? But this looks very positive, so I kind of like where this is going. You have the Page of Wands, the Empress, and the Six of Wands in your first row. Definitely on a new journey. I think we all are. I mean, we're in a time of great change, especially starting now, especially this year. I've been saying it for like 2 years now, mark my words. Like, you probably won't even, this is not even clickbait, me saying this. It's like you probably won't even believe the changes between now and 2033. You probably won't believe the changes between now and 2025, like the end of 2025 as well. I've said, like, frequently, if aliens are going to land, it's going to be like now, like I would say, like end of 2025 into 2026, somewhere in there, right? So, we're kind of like in a very weird time, but I think that we're being asked to build something new. That's why everybody gets like the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands, stuff like that. That's what I feel is going on here. I also do feel if you want love, there could be a new love. Clearly, I mean, you have the Empress, Ten of Cups, and you have this Page of Wands, so it could be a fire sign that's coming in for you. Wouldn't really surprise me if it was a fire sign. Just you air signs keep getting matched with like fire signs for whatever reason, so there you go. But again, take it how it resonates. Could be any sign. You have the Empress, so you are very attractive at this time. Even just looking around at everything else that's going on in this reading, you could be attracting a lot of attention, but maybe not in love as well. I always say, like, with the Empress, if you find that you're getting attention like work or whatever, like take advantage of it, because you could get a raise or promotion if you do like extra work, or if you go a little bit above and beyond, it might be worth it, and it is popping into my head. I don't always say this with the Empress, but it is popping into my head in this reading that, you could be getting extra attention or something because of the work that you're doing, and I would take advantage of it. I also feel that you are, kind of creating abundance, whether you realize it or not. You have the Magician right next to her, which is a great combination. I love these two together because it really says you're manifesting, abundance, or you could be manifesting a dream. The Magician is literally pointing at the moon. And, to me, the moon is something that needs to be manifested on Earth. Everyone reads the moon as fears, fantasies, illusions, stuff like that, which it can represent that. But again, the moon, it's part of the Fool's journey. He is bringing that moon down to Earth. It's something that he is trying to manifest down on Earth. You have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands says you will be victorious if you do this, and you will have a success. So let's see here. Let's see. With the, this happened to someone else as well. With the Page of Wands, you have the Justice card. Yeah, this could be like positive karma coming your way. It doesn't, I would say, like, for me to say positive karma in a reading, I need like, Judgment, the Wheel of Fortune to show up, stuff like that. And we don't have that yet. That could change. But, the Justice card can represent karma. But again, I read holistically. I take everything into account, and I need more than just this to say it's karma. But I kind of feel that there is some rebalancing that could be karmic, but not like a karmic. We're talking about, you've done good deeds in the past, and the universe is balancing things out because of it. With the Empress, you have the Five of Pentacles. It's something that needs to switch in your head. I think this is true for everyone. It's like the outside world, everybody's worried about the economy and, like all this other stuff. But I really believe that we're in a transition period. I've been saying since 2016 that, I believe by the time we get to the end of 2025, there is going to be a significant change in money. And probably this year, 2024, because 2024 is an 8-year. I'm not that big into numerology, but it is interesting, right? So it's something to think about, that there, could be some changes in finances. But it's almost like we have two worlds, to choose from, right? We have this regular financial world, and then there are other financial worlds that are being created, like cryptocurrency. I'm not suggesting, I'm sure someone's going to take it there. I'm not suggesting you go invest in cryptocurrency, but what I am saying is that there are two different options right now, and it's just interesting to me looking at the two. And I don't think it's about making a choice, but I do feel there are going to be major financial changes. Where I'm going with this, with the Five of Pentacles and the Empress, it's conflicting energy. It's like on one hand, you're feeling left out in the cold, or you might not be feeling supported by the universe. On the other hand, it's like the universe is saying, well, there are all these other options for abundance, and it doesn't have to be financial either. And, it's kind of like weird, because I'm only like just now, literally, in this reading, putting these pieces together of, the past few weeks of readings that I've been doing. So thank you, Aquarius, because again, this is kind of starting to make sense to me. Like this message that I keep getting about the, kind of like two different worlds and things like that, which I do think we're kind of like in a new earth already. But I also feel this is saying like you have a choice on the abundance that you accept into your life, or where you find abundance, or you need to start looking for abundance. But it's also like, yeah, it's like, okay, there is a lack of abundance in the old world with the old ideas, but there is a crap ton of abundance in the new world that we can all choose to build something new in. I don't know, very weird, but I like it. With the Six of Wands, you have the Hermit. Hermit says you've been through enough. I feel like you've been through dark night of the soul or some soul searching, and now it's time to kind of step out, share your knowledge or do something new. Sorry, I just threw that entire deck. Let's fix this. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, the unexpected, you have this Burst of Magic card and this Time Machine card. A lot of people, I think, have been getting stuff about like wishing that they could, go back to the past. And I'm not saying like a person. I'm just saying, the way things used to be. Things used to be easier, or when gas was $1 a gallon, or whatever the case may be, right? But it's like we can't. It's like I said, we're in this new world where things are different. And we can still manifest and create and build better things. And I think it's more about building, not like manifesting. Yes, this card says a burst of magic, but I think we're in a time where we do have to take action, obviously. Like, I love the law of attraction, but I also think, like, I see it from both sides. Like, I like the law of attraction. I think it's always a good idea to, if we're talking about it from the standpoint of thinking more positively, directing your thoughts, things like that, I'm a big fan of. But I also don't think it's magic. I don't think like, oh, you just think about something magically happens. I think we have to take actions. We have to we have to start working towards something. We also have to be in alignment as well. It's like if you're a crappy person, and I'm not saying you are, but if you are and you're trying to manifest something, obviously then you're not in alignment. So it's like you have to be on the path, right? And so I feel that you are kind of like on the path, and that's why you could be manifesting things more quickly. And again, I kind of feel like the magician pointing to the moon, and well, it doesn't matter which way we take it, right? He goes up to the Ace of Wands here, and he goes to the moon here. So, it's like you're manifesting a new beginning that could be a little magical. It could seem like it happens more quickly or whatever, but really not. You have the Hermit. The Hermit is very practical. The Hermit says, yeah, maybe it seems like you manifested something quickly, but you also put a lot of work in over the years to get to this point. It's like, okay, let's just put it this way. When you're manifesting things, you have to look at it like building blocks. It's like you can't just go from having $0 to $1 million, right? It's like there are certain building blocks to get there. There are certain things you have to believe before you can manifest that in your life. And, that's kind of how I'm seeing this reading in a lot of ways as well. This is a strange reading. I'm not going to lie. There's weirdness going on here, like in a good way, the best way possible. But it's almost like this reading is saying with the Hermit that you have developed these building blocks, but I feel like you need to wake up to it. It's like you need to realize, like, no, you've done all this work to start that business, or you've done all that work to get into your next relationship. And you need to see that you've built those blocks up is what I'm kind of seeing here in my head. And so it's like, it's like if you need a certain amount of energy to be with a good person, right? It's almost as if the universe is saying, like, that bucket is full. You have enough coins to give to the universe to get something in return. You've done the work. I hope this is making sense. Probably not, but there you go. You have the Four Cups. Four Cups is a lot of past disappointments. I don't think you can. I kind of feel like you're saying to yourself that you can't take another disappointment. So, that's what I'll say there. What I will also say is, like, I used to be this way, here, Aquarius, where it's like I can't take another disappointment in my finances or in my love life or whatever. For a very long time I was stuck. I always tell a story. I was stuck for like 4 years where I was just literally like staring at a wall in my room doing nothing for many years after a big business failure. But it's not really true. I tried a bunch of businesses that all failed during that time, but I got to a point where it's like I couldn't take it anymore. I was like, if I cannot have one more failure, right? But something weird happened towards the end, which is when I started this channel over 9 years ago now. Is something weird happened where I just like stopped caring all of a sudden. Like I was like, well, if my life is going to be a disappointment, then I'll just be a good disappointment. I was like, I don't care. I'll just be a disappointment for the rest of my life. And I'll just embrace the fact that I have these crazy ass ideas and people tell me I'm spinning my tires all the time and, all this other stuff that they used to say to me. But look at me now. So, I kind of feel that here where it's like, yeah, you can get disappointed, but at the same time, it's like, disappointments can teach you so much. And I kind of feel like that's what this is saying. Again, this is a very powerful reading because I feel like you've learned a lot. You have the Hermit twice, and the Hermit is really kind of saying to me this whole building block thing where it's like if you didn't have these disappointments and learn from them, then you wouldn't have built yourself up to this point where you're going to be able to cash in your like casino chips with the universe. It's almost like you've been playing blackjack with the universe here and you've been winning, but it's like you've had to build up a certain amount that you're going to cash in. I hope this is making sense. Like I said, I've never had a reading like this, but I like it. You have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is fortune after difficulty, so definitely this is, again, I feel there are big improvements coming in after a difficult period of time is what this is saying. So let's see. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Empress. Again, are you kidding me? So definitely a lot of abundance. I would be careful of getting pregnant if you're not trying to get pregnant. 2024 has been a very fertile year. Again, an 8-year, 8s represent exchange of energy. They're just the infinity symbol, and so they represent equal give and take, but again, could definitely lead to pregnancy. If you're not trying to get pregnant, I would be careful. If you are, go for it. But if you're pregnant with ideas or new beginnings, and by the way, you also have the Ace of Wands here, but again, if you're pregnant with ideas, business ideas, plans, whatever, like now is the time. With the Magician, you have the Temperance card. Yes, Temperance is about is alchemy. It's like you have Magician, which is a little bit more magical, and the Temperance card is about transforming a situation, but also looking at things from a different point of view. Every single person for the past few weeks has had something about perspective. And like I said, there is something weird that I can't quite pick up on. I've been trying to meditate on it as well, that there's, like I said, I get the two worlds thing. I get the whole perspective thing. It's like there are two perspectives. There's like the one world that's like collapsing, and then there's like this other world that's like being built. And as always, my alarm's going off, but I feel that we kind of have to choose to move to one or the other. With the Four of Cups, you have the High Priestess here. Definitely time, very intuitive time as well. I kind of feel it's a time where we have to mix intuition with logic. I said this to someone like last week. It might have been you, now that I think about it, but it's almost like you need to use both, your intuition and your logical mind, and mix those two things together. I think sometimes people think like your intuition can't be logical and all this other stuff, but I would say it's like both things, I think you need to use both. And that's really how I see the future. I've been talking about this for like freaking years, that, it's like I know everybody, it's like when you think about it, everything is like this or that, right? But I think in the future, everything is going to more come together. It's like two things will be more working together. It's like, like doctors, for example, like all doctors are either like, oh, you take this prescription, or, oh, you don't take any prescriptions and you use this, magical potion, right? And I'm not saying one is right or wrong, and I'm not giving medical advice here, YouTube police. This is just an example. So there's your disclaimer. But what I would say is like in the future, it probably is going to be some sort of mixture of both. And, again, but I'm just using that as an example. This goes for everything. It's like, are there things that you can mix together in your life? And you're going to have to answer that question yourself. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, God damn, this makes sense. You are currently under construction. Please be patient. I was seeing these blocks being built up in my head. It's like these things are being built up. Things are being put together. You have this card that says, the sacrifices you make today will be worth it. I don't really feel like you're sacrificing anything other than, it's like maybe you're having to put a little bit more effort into the things that you're trying to build, do, be, have, or create in your life, but I don't really see this as a big sacrifice. What's really interesting to me here, Aquarius, as well, you have a lot of repeating cards. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but, two here, two here, two here. Whenever I have these readings with a lot of repeating cards, it is really, to me, confirmation for your path, especially when there's more than one. And again, this does not happen very often, so it's pretty weird. You have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is a passionate new beginning. So I feel like there is a very passionate new beginning coming in for you. I've never seen the Ace of Wands so much in my life. Like, everybody gets Ace of Wands. And literally, I feel we're in an Ace of Wands time. This castle back here is crumbling. Ace of Wands represents out with the old, in with the new. And again, I think that we are in a time where it's kind of like out with the old, in with the new. You have the Temperance card, which is about transformation. I feel you've been very patient, and you've been kind of like working on seeing what's right and wrong in your life. I do feel like there's been, a lot of, like, I have this word contrast popping into my head where maybe you feel like things have either been really, really bad or really, really good. It's almost like there is this, like a much more, you have a much more significant, feelings. Like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but it's like anything you get into. It's like if you get into a relationship, it's either really, really good or it ends really, really bad. Same thing with like your finances. Either you have really, really good finances or it's really, really bad. It's almost like I see this big this difference, right? And you're noticing the difference between those things. Why is that important? I think it's important for helping keep you on your path with the moon card. The moon has this path straight down the middle. And the moon says we have to get to these mountains back here because mountains, they do represent obstacles, but they also represent achievements. But it's also almost like the universe has been trying to give you like exposure therapy. It's like if you have noticed these wild extremes in your life, which is kind of what I'm picking up on here, in any area of your life, it could be business, your finances, your health, relationships, whatever. It's almost like the universe is trying to say like, no, I'm trying to show you what is exactly right and what is exactly wrong. I hope this reading makes sense. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Two of Cups. Definitely a very strong connection coming in for you. Definitely could be a fire sign, could be a Virgo as well, or a Sagittarius. We'll see. With the Temperance card, you have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is about being tactical. Like if something isn't working, it's because you're going directly at it. A Seven of Swords comes up like crazy nowadays. Number one, I think there are going to be a lot of truths that are being revealed in the universe or whatever. But I really feel the Seven of Swords is more a card of tactics. He's stealing those swords in the background from an army that's in the background of the card. And it's like he's doing something tactical. He is stealing those swords from the army so that they can't be used against him in battle. So for a lot of you, and again, I think we are in a tactical time where it's like we can't just go straight towards something. Like, if you want to start a business, maybe you don't have the resources, maybe you don't have the time or whatever. But it's like, is there a small way that you can get started right now? Like, what is the smallest piece? And if you can get started, I feel obviously you'll be very successful. With the moon, you have the Magician. Again, like, are you kidding? Look, you cannot make this up. Like, look how many repeating cards you have, which is crazy. So the Magician is about, again, manifesting this dream right here, which is exactly what I feel like you need to do. Next, you have this in the area of the good stuff. You have this lion. It says strength and success. You also have this bear that says strength and resourcefulness. So like I just said, you're going to have to be resourceful. You might not like immediately have the finances or the ability to, go out and start the business or, take a person out on a date. But it's like, what can you do right now? I think that you need to get started on something anyway, is what I'm getting. So it doesn't matter what you think you have or don't have. I feel you need to get started no matter what, whatever you're trying to start. Again, you have the Hermit. Again, I think that I'm hearing this will all be worth it. So whatever you went through, I think you're realizing that like all these challenges have all been worth it and are all leading up to something. I actually feel pretty good about this. So, yeah, there's like nothing more to say there. Next, you have the Two of Pentacles. Again, Two of Pentacles is a repeating message. One thing I will say is that, people bring up the fact that there have been these repeating messages. I'm like, yeah, but, I kind of feel like we're in this energetic like funnel where it's like we're all being pushed to the tip here, and we're all, as a collective, every single sign, it's like the energy is the same because we're being pushed through like a portal right now. So it's all like funneled in, and it's like I think that's why there are some repeating messages. It's like not everybody's reading is repeating, but it's like there are some collective energies. Two of Pentacles is one of them, which is like I think the universe is trying to get people to be as efficient as possible. I feel the Two of Pentacles is saying don't think hard work. If something that is working requires hard work, that's fine. Meaning if you're putting in energy into your business and you're getting like double the energy back, then fine. Then work hard. Go for it, right? But if you're just like working hard and just scraping by, I feel the universe is saying no. You need to look at more efficient ways of doing things. So we're in a time of efficiency, and this goes for everything that you're working on: love, business, relationships, spirituality, everything. You have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, I believe we're in a heart-based time. We really need to follow our heart right now, whatever our heart is telling us, because again, logical mind, intuitive mind, right? Like we were talking about this. I think the two need to be mixed together, but at the same time, I think we really need to move towards our heart, what our heart is saying. With the Hermit, you have the Three of Cups. Definitely a celebration coming in for you. If you're meeting a person, I feel it's a new person, but I also feel like it feels like a reunion. It feels like you've known this person forever. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Four of Pentacles. You're increasing your stability. I would be careful of stability, though. This is coming up in the good stuff, but, again, I do not think we're in a time where we should be playing it safe necessarily. It's like there is no, I think safety is an illusion, right? It's like, I think that people think that they are, when they don't take big risks or whatever, that they are protecting themselves, but really you're not. So, again, I think that safety is an illusion. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, no rushing at this time, but what I would say is that the Knight of Swords to me can be a card of building momentum, which it seems like is, again, another kind of collective message where the universe is like saying we need to build towards successful things. You have this barrel. It says, you feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. I definitely get that lack on that Four of Cups. We were talking about this earlier in the reading. And again, I feel like you are filling in these gaps, though. I'm not even worried about it. You have this Ant card. It says work, achievement, success. Yes, definitely a lot of success in this reading, plain and simple. This is pretty crazy. You have this November card. I literally said November. You have this Valley. It says deep personal strength and peace that assures success. I don't think you're going to be like waiting until November, but I definitely feel by the time we get to November of this year, you are going to notice a difference. I think you're going to be building up to it, but there you go. You have this Nest card. It says an emotionally secure, loving family is important for you. So I do feel like you could be building that. 10 of Cups, right? So some of you are definitely ready. If you want to have a family or hoping to meet a person that you can have a family with, definitely looks very good. You have this door. It says opportunities are waiting for you. Yes, major opportunities. I think it's like the opportunity to cash in your chips with the universe, or something like that. This is like a jackpot from the universe or something. I don't know. But it looks really good. I love it. So hopefully that made sense. But thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.